Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm Ron, and joining me today is Nova. She's our expert guide as we kind of unpack this whole deal scoring thing. It's getting really important for sales leaders in 2025.
Definitely. Glad to be here. Ready to jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have this new guide that came out just today, January 12th. It's got a lot of great insights about deal scoring and how it can help us all close more deals this year.
For sure, it's a total game changer. Studies actually show that deal scoring can bump up conversion rates by like 20%.
20%.
hmm
Whoa, okay. For those of us who are maybe new to this, what is deal scoring exactly?
So basically, deal scoring is kind of like having a crystal ball. It shows you which deals are most likely to close. It uses data to give each opportunity a score so you know right where to focus. Imagine, like, you can predict which leads are going to turn into those big subscriptions. That's the power of this.
Gotcha. So instead of just going with our gut or chasing every single lead, we can be smarter, make decisions based on data.
Exactly. And it's not just about closing more deals. It's about closing the right deals, the ones that are really profitable for your business. Deal scoring helps you zero in on those golden opportunities and prioritize them in your sales pipeline. Basically, that's a visual of all your potential deals, from the first contact to when they close.
Okay, I'm starting to see how powerful this can be. But how does it work? Where do we even start?
Well, it starts with some detective work. You got to analyze past deals, wins, and losses to see what made them succeed or fail.
So we're looking for those common threads, the things successful deals share.
Exactly. This new guide highlights a bunch of important factors to think about, like how big is the deal, what stage is it at in your sales process, where'd the lead come from, what kind of company are you targeting, like their industry, how big they are, how engaged they are, and of course, if your product or service is a good fit for them.
So it's like creating a fingerprint for winning deals based on these characteristics.
That's a great way to put it. Once you've got those factors, you can start scoring your current deals. See how they measure up to those winning traits.
Okay, so if a deal ticks all the boxes, the right size, right industry, really engaged, it gets a high score showing it's hot. But how do we actually assign those scores? Is it a gut feeling or is there a system?
Oh, there are definitely ways to make it more systematic. You could use a simple number system like 1 to 100, or get creative, use visuals like traffic lights. Green means go, yellow proceed with caution, and red, well, not a good fit.
I like that traffic light idea.
Yeah.
Very visual, easy to grasp. Even with a clear scoring system, though, how do we actually use these scores day to day?
That's where your CRM or sales software steps in. You can build deal scoring right into your workflows. That helps you prioritize leads, make your sales pitches more personal, even automate things like follow-up emails. Let's say you're launching a new feature. AI can scan past customer emails, see who is interested in similar things, and boom, those leads are flagged as high priority for the campaign.
Wow. So it's like having an AI assistant, right?
Yeah.
Showing you the best opportunities and suggesting what to do next.
You got it. And it's not just about saving time and being more efficient. Deal scoring can actually help you motivate your team. Give them clear goals and incentives. Imagine you can quickly spot deals that are stalling and then, bam, you proactively offer your sales reps support or coaching to get those deals moving again.
So everyone wins, right? Individual reps, sales leaders,
Right.
everyone's making smarter decisions, working more efficiently.
Precisely. And that's where we see the real value of deal scoring. It's different for every role on the team.
Okay, let's dig into that. Who benefits from this and how?
Well, for a sales ops manager, it's all about efficiency, having that data to manage their sales pipeline really effectively. Imagine seeing which deals are most likely to close and then allocating resources accordingly. No more guessing games, just clear data-backed decisions.
I can see how that would be so valuable. Someone juggling tons of deals, trying to make the most of their team's time. What about for a VP of revenue enablement? How do they use it?
For them, it's about making sure all sales activities are working toward those revenue goals. Deal scoring gives them the data they need to make strategic decisions, see how things are progressing, and make adjustments if needed. They can also use it to motivate their teams. Set clear, data-driven targets and reward high performance. No more guesswork, just a system that's measurable, predictable, and ultimately more successful.
It sounds like they get a level of control and insight that's almost impossible without a data-driven system.
You got it. And for heads of sales development, deal scoring can completely change how they qualify leads and focus their team on the best opportunities.
No more chasing leads that are unlikely to convert.
Exactly. Deal scoring helps find the right leads, speeds up the sales cycle, and they close more deals faster. It also gives them valuable data to improve training programs and coach their team better.
Everyone wins with this. But speaking of making things easier, What if you had a co-pilot helping you analyze every sales interaction? That's where AI comes in, right?
Absolutely. AI is taking deal scoring to a whole new level.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more. How is AI changing the game?
So think of AI like a super-powered assistant for your sales team. It's not about replacing human interaction. It's about boosting it with some pretty amazing capabilities.
Okay, give me some examples. How is AI actually being used in deal scoring right now?
Well, first of all, AI can analyze huge amounts of data, way more than any human could, to really understand customer needs. This includes stuff like emails, website visits, even social media activity, all those little digital breadcrumbs that tell you what your customers are interested in and where they are in their buying journey.
So AI can help us move past those generic sales pitches, the one-size-fits-all kind,
Yeah.
and create more personalized experiences for each prospect.
Exactly. And it's not just about being more personal. AI can actually automate the whole lead scoring process too. Sift through all that data to pick out the most promising opportunities so your sales team can focus their energy where it really matters.
That sounds incredibly valuable, especially for sales teams that are already stretched thin. It's like having a virtual assistant pre-qualifying leads and flagging the ones that are most likely to convert.
Precisely. And here's another awesome thing. AI can analyze past sales data and predict how likely a deal is to close with amazing accuracy. This can help with forecasting resource allocation and even spotting potential problems before they kill a deal.
It's like having a crystal ball that can see into the future of your sales pipeline.
It really is. But here's where it gets really interesting. Imagine you're on a sales call with a potential client, and AI is listening in, analyzing the conversation in real time, picking up on cues like tone of voice keywords, even the client's emotional state.
Hold on, that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. AI can actually read emotions?
Well, it's not mind reading exactly, but it can analyze how someone's speaking and the language they're using to figure out how they're feeling. So based on this real-time analysis, the AI can give you instant recommendations on how to steer the conversation, handle objections, and ultimately close the deal. It's like having a super smart sales coach whispering in your ear during the call.
I could see how this would be a game changer, especially for less experienced sales reps. It's like having a secret weapon that gives them an edge.
Exactly. And there's more. AI can also suggest personalized pricing strategies based on the client's profile and past behavior to boost your chances of winning the deal. It's all about using data to make smarter decisions at every step.
This is incredible, but I know some people might be worried that AI is going to replace salespeople altogether. What do you say to that?
I hear that a lot. But the truth is, AI isn't here to replace salespeople. It's here to help them be even better at what they do, build relationships, understand customer needs, and close deals. It's about working together, not replacing anyone.
So it's like AI is the co-pilot providing data and insights, while the salesperson is the one flying the plane and making the final decisions.
That's a perfect analogy. AI handles the hard work, the analysis, and recommendations, but it's the human touch, that ability to really connect with clients that closes deals.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's reassuring to know that AI is here to help, not to take over. But let's talk about the practical side of things. What are some of the challenges sales leaders might face when they're implementing deal scoring, and how can they get past them?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles is just getting started. It can feel overwhelming trying to figure out all the important factors, how to weigh them, and then actually integrating deal scoring into your workflows.
Yeah, I could see that. Where do you even begin?
The key is to start small. Don't try to do everything at once. Just pick a few key factors that you think are really important for deal success in your business. You can always add more later as you get more data and refine your scoring model.
So start simple, test it out, and then scale up as you get more comfortable.
Right. Another challenge is getting your sales team on board. If they don't understand how deal scoring works or why it's important, they're not going to use it effectively.
You need everyone to be on the same page for this to work. So how do you get that buy-in?
Be transparent and communicate a lot. Involve your sales team in the process from the very beginning. Explain how deal scoring will benefit them personally, make their jobs easier, and help them close more deals. Emphasize that it's a tool to empower them, not to micromanage them or tell them what to do.
So it's about making it a team effort, a way for everyone to work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And make sure you give them the training and support they need to use the system well. The more comfortable they are with the technology, the more they'll see it as a valuable tool.
Makes sense. Are there any other potential roadblocks we should be thinking about?
Keeping your scoring model up to date is a big one. The things that make deals successful can change over time as your business grows, your market shifts, or your customers' needs change.
So it's not something you set up once and then forget about?
Nope. You need to constantly monitor your results, get feedback from your team, and adjust your scoring model as you go. And this is another area where AI can be a huge help. AI-powered deal scoring can actually adjust your model automatically based on the latest data, so you're always using the most accurate criteria.
So AI can help us stay ahead of the curve and adapt to changing market conditions.
Exactly. It takes a lot of the guesswork and manual effort out of maintaining your scoring model so you can focus on other important things.
This has been so helpful. I'm sure our listeners are starting to see how deal scoring can totally change their sales operations. But before we move on, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, data.
Ah, yes, data is the foundation of any successful deal scoring system.
Exactly. So let's talk about the specific types of data that are most valuable for deal scoring and how sales leaders can make sure they're capturing the right information.
Okay, so first you have customer demographics, things like company size, industry, location. Those basic details that help you paint a picture of your ideal customer. This information can help you identify your ideal customer profile and figure out which types of leads are most likely to convert.
Right. So understanding who your ideal customer is crucial.
Absolutely. But it's not just about who they are, it's about how they act. That's where behavioral data comes in. This includes things like website visits, email opens, content downloads, and social media engagement. This data can tell you a lot about a prospect's level of interest and where they are in their buying journey.
It's like tracking their digital footprints to understand their needs and what they're planning to do.
Precisely. Then there's engagement data. This tracks how a prospect interacts with your sales team, the number of calls, emails, meetings, their responsiveness to your outreach.
Hmm.
Are they actively engaging or are they going silent?
So it's about building a history of their interactions and understanding how committed they are to the sales process.
Exactly. And of course, you have your sales process data, which includes things like what stage of the sales cycle they're in, the value of the potential deal, any obstacles or objections they've raised. It's like mapping their journey through your sales funnel, identifying any bottlenecks or areas where they might need a little extra help.
So we're essentially capturing a 360-degree view of each prospect, who they are, how they behave, and how they're interacting with our sales team.
Exactly. By capturing all of this data and putting it into your deal scoring model, you get a much more accurate picture of how likely each prospect is to close. But how do we make sure we're getting all this information accurately and consistently?
That's a great question. I imagine data accuracy is super important for this whole system to work.
Absolutely. That's where having the right tools and systems is key. Your CRM system should be the central hub for all customer data, and you need clear processes to make sure your sales team is inputting information correctly. Think of it like this. Even the smartest AI can't make accurate predictions if it's working with bad data.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Exactly. You also need to make sure your data is clean and accurate. This means regularly checking for duplicates, errors, and inconsistencies.
So data hygiene is just as important as data collection.
Absolutely. And this is another area where AI can be a huge help. AI-powered data cleansing tools can automate a lot of the boring work involved in keeping your data accurate and up to date. It's like having a virtual janitor for your data, constantly cleaning up messes and making sure everything is organized.
I love that analogy. It makes it clear how AI can free up our time so we can focus on the important stuff like analyzing data and making decisions instead of getting bogged down in data entry and cleanup.
Precisely. But even with the best data and the most sophisticated AI, it's important to remember that deal scoring isn't just about numbers. There's a qualitative side to it, too.
You're right. While data is essential, it doesn't tell the whole story.
Mm.
There's also the human element, the intuition and experience that our sales team brings to the table.
Exactly. So how do we balance that objective data with the subjective insights of our salespeople?
That's a great question. How do we find that balance?
The key is to use deal scoring as a guide, not a dictator. The scores should give your sales team valuable insights and help them prioritize their efforts, but they shouldn't completely override their judgment or intuition.
So it's about helping them make informed decisions, not dictating their every move.
Exactly. For example, let's say a particular deal has a pretty low score, but your salesperson has a strong feeling that this prospect is a perfect fit and is ready to buy. In that case, it might make sense to go against the score and invest more time and energy into that opportunity.
So there's always room for human judgment, especially when you're dealing with those unusual situations that might not fit the typical data patterns.
Absolutely. The best deal scoring systems are the ones that provide a framework for decision making, but still allow for flexibility and human intuition.
That makes perfect sense. We're talking about a system that's data-driven but not data-bound, a system that empowers salespeople not replaces them.
Precisely. It's about finding that sweet spot where data and human expertise work together to drive sales success.
This has been such an insightful conversation, but I know there's still more to explore. Let's dive into some advanced strategies for leveraging deal scoring to maximize your sales performance in the final part.
It really is all about using data to get ahead.
Right. So before we went to what we called a break, we talked about that sweet spot between data and intuition. But are there times when we should just ignore the deal score? Like go against what the data says?
That's a really good question. And yeah, sometimes you got to trust your gut, even if the data is pointing you in a different direction.
Okay, I'm all ears. When would we actually ignore the data?
Let's say you've got a really big client, like a whale in your industry. They might not fit your usual customer profile, and what they do might not match the patterns you've seen in other deals.
So they're kind of an outlier, data-wise.
Exactly. But landing them could be huge for your business, even if the deal score isn't great.
So the payoff is bigger than what the stats say.
Right. Or let's say you're going into a new market or launching a new product. You might not have enough data yet to make a solid scoring model.
So you're going in blind, data-wise.
Kind of, yeah. You have to rely more on your gut and your experience until you get enough data to build a good scoring system.
So it's all about knowing the situation and using your judgment.
Exactly. Deal scoring is a great tool, but it can't replace human intelligence.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. What about the future of deal scoring? What's new and exciting in this field?
One of the coolest things is AI and machine learning. Like we talked about, AI can analyze mountains of data to find patterns and predict what's going to happen. And it's really accurate.
And it's only going to get more advanced, right?
Right, yeah. As AI gets better, we'll see even more amazing things with deal scoring. Stuff like real-time risk assessment, personalized pricing, even help with negotiating deals.
It's like the ultimate sales assistant.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
Deal scoring is getting integrated with other sales tools and platforms. Lots of CRM systems and sales automation platforms are building it right in, creating a whole seamless system.
So it's not just a separate tool anymore, it's part of the whole package.
Exactly. That makes it way more powerful and easier for teams of all sizes to use it.
That's great news for sales leaders who want to use it, but maybe don't have a ton of resources for a separate system.
Right. Another cool thing is the focus on predictive deal scoring. Old school models are based on what already happened, but predictive models use AI to forecast what might happen, looking at things like market trends, what your competitors are doing, even what people are saying on social media.
It's like seeing into the future of your sales pipeline.
In a way, yeah. It helps you see risks and opportunities before they even pop up. It gives you a real edge.
This is awesome. Deal scoring is changing so fast, it's becoming essential if you want to stay ahead.
Absolutely. And honestly, we're just getting started.
Okay, before we finish up, any advice for our listeners on how to get started with this or make their current system better?
First, know what you want to achieve. Do you want to close more deals? Speed up the sales cycle? Make better forecasts?
Have that end goal in mind.
Exactly. Once you know your goals, you can figure out what factors drive those results.
Know what metrics are important to you.
Right. Then collect data on those things. You might need to connect your CRM with other tools, like your marketing platform or website analytics.
Make sure you have lots of data to work with.
Exactly. Then you can build your scoring model. This means giving each factor a weight based on how important it is.
Some things matter more than others.
Definitely. And it's really important to get your sales team involved here. They know what actually makes deals happen.
Tap into that knowledge and experience they have.
Right. Once you've got your model, test it and keep refining it. Watch the results, get feedback, make adjustments as you go.
So it's about always getting better.
Precisely. And remember, it's not magic. It's a tool to make smarter decisions, improve performance, but it only works as well as the data you put in and the way you use it.
This deep dive has been so insightful. I know our listeners are leaving with lots of great information and things they can actually do.
Happy to share. It was fun.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll catch you next time as we explore more about the world of sales and revenue. Keep crushing those goals.